Welcome to Hot Sports. We have a great show for you tonight. My name is Enrique Estrada. I'm your host, and I'm here with a special guest, Mr. Philip Cruz, currently a graduate from Westminster High School, linebacker football player who's committed to Briarcliff University. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you today, Mr. Philip?
Thank you. How are you?
Good. Doing great. Hey, great to have you here today. I'm really excited. I'm excited to share your success, to set an example for other athletes, student athletes. Let me correct myself there. And can you walk us through the moment you found out you were officially offered a scholarship?
So when I was offered a scholarship from Briarcliff, was talking to Coach Ledecky a couple times over text on the phone, and then we went out and visited the campus, and we saw the facilities, the weight room, and everything. And then they brought us into the office, and he slides us a piece of paper saying, "I would like to formally offer you a spot here at Briarcliff." And
that's amazing. It's a really a great success when you work so hard from your freshman year, you get into your sophomore year, it gets tougher and tougher as you get into your senior year.
Yes, 100%.
And it's like, it's things that I like to share with the people that are going to actually face what you've gone through. So me asking you, what made you choose Briarcliff University over other schools that you were being recruited?
Briarcliff just felt right. Love Coach Ledecky. He's the head coach in Briarcliff and linebacker coach there. It was a great, especially the staff he has around him is a really good. So just felt like the right fit.
Oh, that's good. That's what's one of the hardest decisions is finding a home that you can actually be comfortable with and know you got to wake up every morning and commit yourself not only to the school but also to your teammates and your dedication to your sport. How would you describe the emotions you and your family felt when you committed?
I would say after I gave Coach Ledecky the call saying I would like to come to Briarcliff for the next 4 years, it was excitement, and it was also nervousness knowing that, hey, I'm in this now. There ain't pulling back.
It's a dedication. Coming from a high school into a college. And your dedication, it's 100% commitment. What challenges do you face during the recruiting process, and how did you stay motivated?
I stayed motivated. Like my end of the senior year happens, I get in little talks to coaches, and it was just knowing that I got to stay in the weight room and and then I was given the honor of being a two-time first conference linebacker. And then after that happened, I posted that, it really started to hit. I got one school, posted that school, got another, and then it snowballed from there.
That's a great story to share there. Your hard work and dedication. I did look at your stats, and you have great stats. As a linebacker, that's one of the toughest positions. That I see for young athletes to understand the game and the responsibility. So
yeah, it's the quarterback of the defense. You gotta know what's going on. You gotta tell your people how you gotta tell the D line what they gotta do, because D linemen don't know anything. They look back. What's the play again? You got to tell them what they got to do. You got to tell safeties the coverage, and then you got to look and read the quarterback and read what they're lined up in to go make a play.
And I really think you committing to this college is going to really teach you a lot more about the game. You already understand the responsibilities as a leader, a captain, direction, and of course, D linemen, any lineman, they really don't get a lot of credit. But,
yeah.
If you guys are not there to support that backside, then we have problems, So what part of your game do you think impressed recruiters the most?
Oh, the run game, for just reading, being able to read the guard, take his first step and knowing exactly where he's going, where I could shoot the hole, get the running back at the 0-1 yard line, just making sure they're not getting 4 or 5 yard runs all the time, making sure I'm in the backfield. And yeah, that was probably my strongest
ability.
Ability, yes, ability.
Yeah. Understanding, your abilities and the things that are expected from you as a leader, because that middle linebacker or outside linebacker, it has such a responsibility in that whole field. You're the center of that cake, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And everyone wants to eat the middle of the cake, you know. So to me, who has the biggest impact on your football journey so far?
It's always been my parents. Like, my mom's always been the one. She got a big head of me and had it up in the stands cheering, and then my dad would always sit there and he'd be in the top corner stand, arm crossed, just looking mad the whole time, and it really motivated me just to try to make every play.
That's cool. It's great to have that parent backup, especially when you're, a student athlete. It's such a rough thing you have to go through. You got homework, you got tests, finals, and then, you got to do all your SATs coming into your senior year and whatnot, How do you plan to balance academics and athletics at the college level?
I have it in my head knowing that I'm going to have to get up at 5 o'clock, go to weights, and then I'd probably have a little time before my first class, and then go to my class, and then go to my classes, and then have practice. And on top of that, but in those little breaks I have in the day, just making sure I'm studying, I'm caught up on work. Because, college, once you fall behind, you're not going to be able to catch up. So just making sure I'm on top of it is one thing I'm really motivated about, especially the academic part of going to school.
Right. I've always, myself, I've always said, it's academics first, sports second. Your sports could pay for your bills and your living, but at the same time, the odds of that level of athleticism to get recruited, it's a big gift, but don't count yourself out.
No,
Let me tell you something, man. There's opportunities out there. You get the good grades, the good A grades, B's. I won't take a C because there's always someone working harder than you. What I'm trying to say is, you have the mindset to get you to what you need and what you're looking for.
Right.
So what goals have you already set for your freshman year, both on and off the field?
Just off the field, making sure I pass every class, getting a good GPA just coming out, and then when I'm on the field, I want to make sure I'm making the traveling team, going to places, and even getting playing time as a 17-year-old freshman going to college.
I like that. To me, it's a dedication, not the age.
Yes.
And if you're coachable and your abilities are already there, you're already recruited, you're gonna have, things to look up to. And I'll tell you, what advice would you give to younger players hoping to earn a college football scholarship? One day. It doesn't have to be a specific day, just one day.
Weight room was my best friend. My freshman year, I came in just a little flab of skin, and then came out lifting pretty decent weight, and then even getting your footwork right is a big, just mastering all elements outside of the game so the game comes easy is the biggest part. Like I tell my little brother, he's a pretty good long snapper, but you sit in the backyard, hit him doing it, but making sure he's doing rows where he could snap the ball quicker, or playing linebacker like me, just weight room and just all the outside aspects.
It's great to have younger siblings looking up to you, and I'll tell you what, you being the first older brother going into the college athlete world, it's a lot of pressure sometimes, but at the same time, myself, I'll give you a little advice, educate yourself, and the rest will settle in. Your brother will see you getting educated, you'll get your little visits, you'll come home and, share those special moments with him. Everyone could be a football player.
Right.
It's what are you going to do, when you're not playing football, your free time, looking ahead, how do you envision your college football experience shaping to your future, How are you going to utilize your future after football?
Well, I'm mainly, after football, I'm going to be studying business and maybe have a much in what you're doing in sports management, just to figure out something to do. I have a construction thing that I could fall back on, but main goal is, still want to be in the sports, want to have my hands on it the whole time, being Adam Schefter, how he gets into the thing, breaks the news to everyone. Kind of want to be kind of that, but main goal is to just keep adding years to playing football. You know?
I like that, and I want to thank you for coming to our show today. Enjoy your days playing football.
Yep.
Educate yourself, and I'm going to follow you. I look forward to future stories with you. Mr. Philip, good luck with everything. I'll be watching, because I'll tell you what, you coming down that middle, you guys better watch out, because you're going to get smacked in the chin.
Got to get you to Iowa here.
There you go. We're going to move up. But once again, if it ain't hot, that ain't hot sports. Thank you again, sir. This is your host, Enrique Estrada. I want to thank Mr. Philip Cruz.
Yep.
We'll be watching. Thank you so much. Till the next time. Good night. Right on, my man.